Welcome back to Zach's Almanac. This is going to be episode 4. We were initially just going to do a NBA episode, and we seen all the madness going on the first day of free agency opening up, and it's crazy. I'm with my co-host Dillon, and sad day for a Bears fan. Just seeing all this unfold for him, just because the fact he don't know what's going to happen next. There's so many what ifs. There was an idea before like that going into this, the Bears are like pretty much guaranteed to give Fields to the Falcons. Now nobody knows what's going on. As we film, it's 5:30 on Monday. Before we get in the show, everyone go follow Riz Pharma at Riz Pharma, RIZZPHARMA on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff. They just sponsored UFC 299. You guys seen Sugar Sean absolutely destroy Cheeto Vera for 5 rounds. They just partnered up with the UFC, so that's huge. Also, if you want to look into what they represent and the products they maintain, go to www.rizpharma.com and look into everything. As I get into this episode, I just want to say I'm so blown away by so many transactions that I've seen updated through my phone from all the people I follow that, break the news first. Adam, Ian Rapport, all these people on my phone is dinging nonstop. So I hit up Dillon. I was like, yo, let's film today. He comes over right after work. And Dillon, what do you think the Bears do now that we know that Kirk Cousins, Falcons, Gardner to the Raiders, even Russ last night signing with the Pittsburgh Steelers? There's no more really guarantees at this point.
Yeah, I think what the Bears need to do is just wait for every team to figure out what they're going to do with the quarterback position. If they're going to wait for the draft, if teams that need a quarterback, maybe the Bears reach out to them and see what they'll give them for Justin Fields. But I think it's really the Bears are going to take Caleb Williams at this point. There's really saying, like with the Bears right now, there's no saying they're going to keep Justin Fields. Everything I hear is they're going to take Caleb Williams. I think the Bears I know Gardner Minshew went to the Raiders, but there's a possibility he goes to the Raiders. There's a possibility that the Bears...
Would you consider keeping Justin Fields from a fan perspective?
From a fan perspective, I would definitely say Justin Fields would be fine to keep, but I don't think in any GM's eyes, Justin Fields is a better keep than drafting Caleb Williams, just because Caleb Williams will be on his rookie deal, and everybody thinks he's the best quarterback in this draft and the best quarterback in any draft since Andrew Luck. So I just think the Bears really have no choice unless they get some crazy offer for, like, maybe the Vikings even go after.
And in division trade possibly. It's looking like it's so doable too because of the need and for a quarterback. And I don't think the Vikings are at a point where they were in our full rebuild. Obviously, by the way they're signing people, and having a star wide receiver like Justin Jefferson, they have Jordan Addison, T.J. Hawkinson, all T.J. Hawkinson. Let me get it right for my boy Freezer Tarps Cheddar Bob. The Vikings are in a win now situation. So if you throw Fields in there and it works, all of a sudden you have a fucking good team.
See, in my opinion, if the Vikings really wanted the number 1 pick and wanted Caleb Williams, I think if they give the Bears Justin Jefferson and a late round pick, the Bears would definitely take it, like even a 3rd round pick. Honestly, I think if they have Justin Jefferson, DJ Moore, I just think that's fucking crazy. Like, I don't know if a GM would take that trade, but I would take the trade in a heartbeat. But I definitely think the Vikings, if they go for a quarterback for the Bears, I think it will be Justin Fields, and they will try to lowball the Bears. But I don't think the Bears take less than a 2nd round pick for Justin.
So the way we're going to do this, I'm going to read off some of the key trades. I'm not going to go into the mediocre players. So the bigger names, we're gonna rate it win or loss. If it's a win or loss, and also the grade I give it. Just grade Dillon gives it, the trade or the sign, whatever it may be. So obviously Kirk Cousins goes to Atlanta, signs a 4-year, 180. What do you give that?
See, like in my opinion, Kirk Cousins after that injury last year, I feel he shouldn't have got a long-term deal. I think if they would have did 2 years, like 2 years, $70 million, I could see that. But 4 years is kind of long for me. I think he's very much almost done with his career. He is a proven winner, but he has not won in the playoffs. And I think
Super inconsistent too.
and also he's got one of the best offenses in the league last year, and he kind of shit the bed. So, in my opinion, it's like I'd say it's a C plus or B minus.
Chris Jones extension. Honestly, I'm gonna give my outlook on Kirk Cousins too. I think he's a do the bare minimum quarterback. I think I give the Falcons as an organization a C minus grade for the sign, just because of the price point and the length of the contract. Like Dillon said, I don't see much left of Kirk Cousins' career besides 2 years tops, and that's really being generous. I know that's a weak, NFC South division. Obviously not the best division. You got Bryce Young over there in Carolina, super young. They're not going to be good for a while. But Tampa Bay's decent, and Baker's good enough to get them to a winning record. And now having the experience with the team going into a second year with them, I think they could be good. So I think they could finish second, just given that the Saints are also after you've seen how Derek Carr performed with them. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like it's a win for the now moment, but I don't even know if I consider it a win. Because in long term, they're taking a huge loss financially for a mediocre quarterback. Chris Jones signs a 5-year, $160 million extension. Obviously, I think we could both agree that's a win. Chris Jones is as best as they get for, a defensive player, and the Chiefs need to keep him clearly. When he was out at the beginning of the season last year with contract, troubles, they realized they had to make it right and, give him the money he deserves. They franchise tag Josh Allen. I really won't get into that. Not too big of a thing for me. Let's go down. L'Jarius Sneed got franchise tagged as well. Jalen Johnson, Bears, 4 years, $76 million. Cornerback, dog.
In my opinion, that's the top 5 cornerback, maybe the number 1 cornerback in the league. I think we got a steal with that contract. I honestly think he gave us a little bit of a discount.
He's thinking win. As a player,
he thinks like we're gonna just draft this quarterback, and we're gonna be, even if we don't draft this quarterback, I think we make the playoffs regardless. We showed last year that we are gonna be the Lions of Lions of 2023. The Bears are gonna be that team in 2024, making that leap.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm excited for the Bears. I'm a Colts fan, like I said, but I enjoy watching the Bears. Something about the Bears fan base, going on Facebook after a Sunday and seeing the fucking bipolarness, and, I get a kick out of Bears fans. I think you guys are going to be fine. Just give it a few years. The patience factor is non-existent in the Bears fan base, but I think the right moves are being made. I say that confidently, too. Brian Burns, franchise tagged. Antonio Winfield Jr., also franchise for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. T. Higgins, franchise tagged at $21.8 million. I do think he gets moved. He did request for a trade today. Where do you think he lands? I think Kansas City.
I think he can go a lot of places. I honestly don't think Kansas City, just because they have so much contract, and I know they're going to definitely be looking for a receiver in the first round of the draft. Do
you think they trade up?
I don't think the Kansas City trades up, but I do believe that I don't know, T. Higgins, maybe you could see him,
because it's an expensive sign, because it's $21 million for the year.
If I think honestly, if the Jets aren't looking to pick a receiver in the top 10 of the draft, I think the Jets can take a chance on him and trade for him, honestly, because I think Rodgers is going to be pushing to get a wide receiver either through the draft or through trade. In all honesty, I think that can get it done.
I agree. Christian Wilkins, obviously a huge piece, overpriced a little bit. I get it. You know, that defensive line is going to be dominant. I mean, dude, Christian Wilkins, and then you got, obviously, one of in my opinion, people are going to come at me for this opinion because the defensive end position in the NFL, there's controversy across the board, but Max Crosby is that guy. You know, he's a dog. He's a I'm coming at you every play player. He plays with heart, and the Raiders are building something special, and I want to stay on this topic for a second because I'm very knowledgeable to their team. Being in the AFC West is always going to be tough. You got Patrick Mahomes regardless. Every year you're going to face him. So
Also, Justin Herbert.
right, Justin Herbert and the Chargers. Denver's kind of shitty. They just obviously got rid of Russell Wilson. But yeah, into that topic though, the Raiders are making the proper steps. You know, they got a team where obviously they just signed Gardner Minshew. I did not like that at all. I think they paid too much. I think he's a, like you said, Dillon, before we started the show, he's a backup quarterback. Now, here's the thing. You got Michael Mayer out of Notre Dame, absolute stud. He's going to be a superstar in the NFL. People don't know. I'm letting you know now. He's special. I watched him his whole career at Notre Dame. I watched him last season with Vegas. He's making the blocks. He knows how to run routes correctly. He's got good hands. He's a do-it-all player. So Devontae Adams, Michael Mayer, Jacoby Myers. You know, they lost Josh Jacobs, yes. But like I said on the last episode, Isaiah Pacheco, 5th-round draft pick, you can get another running back that's good enough to fit the role. You can get a pass situation running back where you could block for your quarterback. So Vegas is heading in the right direction, and this sign is proven that they're trying to win. Mike Evans, 2 years, $52 million with Tampa Bay. I give that a win.
I give that the win just for the fact that they re-signed Baker Mayfield also.
Baker and the 2-year part.
Yeah, 2 years. He is a little bit injury prone. 2-year contract. Also, like Baker Mayfield, he's got $50 million guaranteed, $60 million guaranteed. So he's there for 2 years at least, more than likely. Baker Mayfield, he had a great year last year, but I think it was a one-hit wonder. I don't think he's going to be like that this year. He does have stars around him. That's why in my opinion, he did good, but I don't think he has another year like that. Overrated.
Damn, it's tough, Dillon. Tough. Mike Evans, love the guy. Back at his A&M days with Johnny Football, crazy knowing that Mike Evans and Johnny Football were on the same football field, getting it done together. That's pretty cool. Johnny Manziel's my favorite college player all time. GOAT. Baker Mayfield, we got into that already. 3 years, $115 million. That's the market now for a quarterback, and I think that they got a good deal. I think that that's a fair deal for a Baker Mayfield player.
So for all you kids that want to play football when you grow up, figure out how to throw the ball down the field, look off coverages, and you can make a lot of money.
A lot of money. Michael Pittman, Colts fan here. I don't like this contract at all, personally. I don't know if Michael Pittman is worth $71.5 million for 3 years. I really don't. I'm just being honest. I like Michael Pittman. I think of him as a 3-year, $60 million tops. $20 million a year, fair enough. He's our number one. I get that, but I don't think he's that number one that you pay him that much. So that's a loss as a Colts fan for me, given the fact that I haven't even seen Anthony Richardson play as a whole. I wish they would have let him sit out last year and sat behind the backup quarterback like Gardner Minshew. Like, just let him play the whole year and let him learn and process what it's like in the NFL. They won't do that though. Saquon to the Eagles, win or loss?
I think it's a win, but in my opinion, I'm glad the Bears didn't pay that. I'm glad with what they do. We'll get into that a little bit later, but I think paying $13 million for a running back right now is way too insane. Like, I think you're better off going in the draft than paying $13 million for a running back. But I give it like a B.
I give it a win, but it takes one bad cut for that dude to be out for the season, given his past injuries. Let me see. Josh Jacobs to Green Bay, given that Aaron Jones is now away from Green Bay, I think that's a win.
I think it's a win, but we haven't seen the contract details yet on that.
4 years, $48 million.
I think that's too long of a contract for running back. Honestly, 3 years is the max. In my opinion,
I agree.
if they're not a rookie, 3 years is the max.
I don't think the price is bad though.
$12 million a year, he's overpaid.
I don't know.
I think he should have made like $10 million. Same with Barkley.
I don't know if that's true because just due to the fact that everyone knew that the Raiders are gonna run the ball. Jordan Love can pass the ball. He opens up I'm sorry, I'm blanking right now. Play action pass. He establishes that for Jordan Love, and I think it's a good sign. But like you said, 4 years too long. I think the price isn't that bad. It's still.
They still also have A.J. Dillon, so.
Yeah, Quadzilla. That dude's a freaking beast. Playing Farmville at like 3 a.m. What a guy. Leonard Floyd moving from Buffalo to San Fran, 2 years, $24 million. Win or loss?
Shout out Leonard Floyd. I mean, he wasn't the greatest with the Bears, but he's proven that he was a good pick in the draft. I think that's a pretty big pickup for $12 million a year is pretty insane for a very good pass rusher in the NFL. You see these guys getting fucking $25, $30 million a year. That's a steal, in my opinion. I give that a B+.
Brian Burns. Xavier McKinney from New York to Green Bay, 4 years, $68 million.
I think that's the right price. Maybe a little. I would have probably paid a little bit, maybe $15 a year. But that's a good pickup for Green Bay. Definitely good for their secondary.
I agree. Let's go down. Like I said, I'm skipping over the smaller name guys that are going to have less of an impact on a team. So we'll do Andrew Van Ginkel going to the Vikings, another NFC North team. 2 years, $20 million, 10 a year. I think he's a solid player.
He's not bad. $10 million for a rusher that's going to start. Can't beat $10 million, honestly. But he's not too great, but he's definitely not at Leonard Floyd. But definitely, I think it's still a good pickup.
I agree, especially for the length part. It's only 2 years. That's huge. Tony Pollard going to Tennessee Titans, knowing that Derrick Henry is going to be pretty much gone.
Yeah, I honestly think that's a great pickup because
3 years, $24 million.
Honestly, if I'm being honest as a Bears fan, I definitely wanted Saquon, but I knew his price was too high. You don't pay a running back that's been in the league this long anymore. You don't see anything more than $4 or $5 million. Like the Montgomery last year, the Bears should have definitely re-signed him last year, in my opinion, because he took a cheap deal. And he could have just been with the Bears, honestly. But definitely $8 million a year for a running back that is a great running back. I give it a B+.
That's not bad at all. I give it an A- just due to the fact that Tony Pollard's a screen back. He's multi-purpose as a whole. and I think he could be very, very good on the Titans. Um, Gabe Davis, I fucking love this sign. I know everyone's going to say, well, he's like washed. He didn't really play that well. 3 years, $39 million for Gabe Davis. You're talking about a guy that had 3 touchdowns against Kansas City in a playoff game. Like, he is that guy. It's just the utilization of him in Buffalo maybe wasn't correct. And I think you pair him up with Trevor and then people like, I'm blanking again, but Calvin Ridley.
He's a free agent.
Free agent. I think they re-sign him. He did.
I think Gabe Davis
is the replacement.
Is the replacement for Calvin Ridley.
So then I give it a B then, because if they don't have that duo, then it's like But like I still think Trevor is gonna pair up well with him. I like Calvin Ridley. I think he did amazing last year. Dalton Schultz re-signs with the Texans, 3 years, $36 million for a nice tight end.
Yeah, I think that's a very good pickup, re-sign, because definitely showing some love to C.J. Stroud with that one. I definitely think they go after a big-name wide receiver also.
I agree. DeAndre Swift to the Chicago Bears. 3 years, $24 million. I love it. I think DeAndre Swift's a great running back. And you look at his stats from the last year. Oh, where's his touchdowns? You guys, if you're a casual and don't watch football, I seen so many Twitter posts where people were like, he didn't even score touchdowns last year. It's because they fucking QB sneaked every time they got inside the red zone in the goal line area. So that tush push bullshit. So DeAndre Swift's that guy. I give this trade an A-. Bright future. Dillon, what do you run it?
Yeah, I think I was very surprised that the Bears were the first team to sign a running back today. I thought they were going to sit there, and I thought they were really going to overpay for Saquon, honestly, but I'm glad they didn't. When I seen that news come to my phone, I was like, hell yeah, $8 million a year, a little over $8 million a year. You can't beat that for a solid running back. I know there's 6 good running backs, like very good running backs, top of the line running backs this year in free agency, and I'm glad we got one of them.
Hell yeah. Drew Tranquill, linebacker out of Notre Dame, a dog. Super good player. 3 years, $19 million only. It's a steal. That's literally a fucking steal. They robbed Drew Tranquill. I want to go to Kansas City, Missouri right now and beat the living piss out of everyone in that front office for robbing my friend. $19 million?
That's a good ass deal for a solid linebacker.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Drew Tranquill is a fucking well-rounded football player, bro. That's a good deal. I mean, obviously he wants to win Super Bowls. He's part of the idea of going to get another one, that three-peat. I don't see it happening personally, but it definitely can happen. So yeah, that's a good sign for the value of the Chiefs organization. Actually impressive. Hunter Henry re-signs with the Patriots, 3 years, $27 million. I give that honestly like a C- to a D, bro. I don't see much.
Yeah, you just shipped off your quarterback. I really don't know.
I think you draft Brock Bowers, bro. Why?
In my opinion, they're gonna make a mistake and either draft McCarthy or Drake May. I guess they're trying to bump up their roster,
and then run in that same Mac Jones situation, part 2.
Yeah, but I don't believe Hunter Henry is. I mean, he's a good tight end, but he's not worth signing him for 3 years when you don't have a quarterback. They need to decide a receiver. They don't have very much to do in the receiving core right now.
Overall, from today, who's your winner and who's your loser?
Well, obviously, the Raiders, they made so many moves, but in my opinion, like with Gardner Minshew, you just paid a guy $12.5 million a year to compete with Aiden O'Connell. And I think, honestly, like, if they were going to do that, I think they should have actually went after Justin Fields. If the Bears are getting rid of him, they should have definitely went and talked to the Bears about Justin Fields before signing him.
Maybe they did. Maybe the Bears were just asking for too much. We don't know. That's the crazy part, is like behind the scenes, and I get it. And I think Justin Fields would have fit in perfect over there in Las Vegas. But I think my winner for the day, is I really do want to say the Raiders, just because the players, I should say, are going to impact more than any other team throughout today's first opening day of free agency opening up. Loser, definitely the Colts, in my opinion. I just don't see the process of signing Pittman for that much money. He's not DeAndre Hopkins. He's not Devontae Adams. He's not Tyreek Hill. He's a B- wide receiver at best, and he's not worth $71 million. But that's it for today's episode of Zach's Almanac. I'm posting it today. I'm about to edit it right now, get it up for you guys. Not sure what we're going to do for the next episode. I'm going to chill with Dillon right now. We might even film another one right after this just to get some more content ready for you guys. So if you see us in the same outfit on the following week, don't call us dirty. I wash my balls. I don't know if Dillon does.
Sometimes.
Fuck some dirties on the weekends and let them hang.
Yep. Hey. Use some banana pudding for some dressing.
No, that's yeah. I think we wrap up after that comment. Banana pudding. Yeah, I like that, but not on. Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for watching Zach's Almanac, sponsored by Risk Pharma. The show's gonna grow. Go follow us on Instagram at Zach's Almanac, TikTok at Zach's Almanac, and Twitter at Zach's Almanac. As always, thank you. It's me.
It's X.
My bad. Peace.